Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 7 of What If Naruto Awaken His Memories and Powers at the Land of Wave. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Deku Became the #1 Villain over an Anime Prince. Links down in the description, so go ahead and enjoy that guys. And also, I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto Was a Drunken Swordsman over Anime King 2. So go ahead, check out that and enjoy. And remember, if you're new, yes, I did have 4 channels: Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, and Anime Prince, which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead, check it out, and yeah, enjoy. So without further ado, what do you say we jump right into this new episode start? Now guys. So the last time we left off, mother of Ino Yamanaka couldn't believe it. She apologized to her husband. She was the one that told him to not worry, that Naruto was just a friend of Ino's, and yet the child had killed Hinata Hyuga. As much as sorry she was for the Hyugas, she thought, what if it was her daughter that he went after? Ino on the other hand was heartbroken. Over the 6 months, she and Naruto became rather close. And for him to do this, for him to do the things that people were saying, Ino was shocked and heartbroken. As for one Kiba Inuzaka, when he found out, he was angry. However, there was nothing that he could do about it because Naruto was already dead. That is what the higher-ups told the populace. However, that was far from the truth. Naruto was going to be used as Konoha weapon. For the good and safety of the village, he was going to be kept in the shadows. They could not kill him because he possessed the 9 tails. And many people knew that, in the higher-ups that is. Killing him would be a really big problem because they would lose their weapon. However, Danzo was finally getting his way. But many more people did not know of that. Sasuke on the other hand just didn't understand. As he tried to imagine a dope, the idiot, doing all of that, it just didn't make any sense. Kakashi thought that he failed Minato once again, as he was unable to protect his son this time. How much more can he fail? However, there was a plan that was being brewed, as the plan would take some time to commence. On the other hand, Orochimaru wanted to free Naruto, as he told Kabuto to gather Gurren and a special team. While the invasion was going on, they will free Naruto Uzumaki, gaining his loyalty because of his freedom, because of them, because without him he would have been left there to die. However, Chromie had used her essence in the blade to go and find Gaia, as Shikaku agreed. So with that, they made their way to free Naruto when the exam finally began. The invasion did not take too long to start. Many people not even thinking about Naruto, well, the civilians, as they didn't really like the child either. Once the invasion started though, Orochimaru didn't get what he wanted because Jiraiya was there, messing up his plans. As Hiruzen had to jump down in the stadium where they started to commence their battles, Orochimaru gave the son for a simple order: kill as many Konoha ninjas as possible. With that, Gurren set off, following the plans that Kabuto gave her, the location of where the cell was. As Kabuto did not know the exact location, but he gave her a rough estimate. However, Gaia was able to use a sword that had Chromie essence inside it to find Naruto, as she made her way down the hall, killing as many as she could as they tried to stop her. Arriving there, envoys were sent, but not normal envoys, the Black Ops. Root. Danzo sent them to capture the child and bring him here. He didn't want anything happening in this distraction. However, Danzo Root had met up with the group that Gurren had brought. While Gurren made her way off, as she came up across Gaia, She tried to speak to her, however Gaia ignored her. Arriving in, she cut the seal. The blade was able to cancel out the chakra, as she placed it on Naruto's chest. For a few seconds nothing happened that caused him to worry. It seems like it failed. However, Naruto started to go ballistic. His whole body seemed to be releasing all the pent-up energy. Everything exploded. The entire underground HQ of the Andals went up in a giant boom. When the smoke cleared, Gaia and Gurren was protected by a yellow spear that Naruto made just out of his chakra to save their life. Without it, they would have definitely been reduced to nothing, as everything else was gone. All the root agents, the others that Gurren had brought, they were just gone into dust. As Naruto was standing there hovering above them, using pure wind manipulation to stay afloat, as he lowered himself, there was a smile on his face as he was finally free. He had given up hope. He thought that in there would be his demise, however Kurumi had other plans. He would thank her properly once this was over. However, for now, Kunai had rushed over. She saw the black lightning as he brought back the memories of that night. She saw him. Kunai tried to stab Naruto from behind, however it shattered on his armor that he applied with his chakra. His creation of armor and weapons were a magnificent craft. Asuma then arrived, however it was too late as Naruto grabbed Kunai's arms and legs with his chains before he tore her apart. Asuma collapsed to his knees. Shino, who showed up and saw what happened, sent these bugs to devour Naruto, but Naruto zapped them to death. As Gurren proceeded to make a crystal dragon that nearly crushed Asuma and Shino, forced him to jump away. She told Naruto that they had to leave now. However, there was a few more things that he had to do. A few minutes later, Orochimaru decided to pull back as he placed by the first and second Hokage in the coffins. Upon placing them back in the coffins, he quickly decided to get the hell out of here because his force was being overwhelmed. He could destroy Konoha another day, and it seems like Gurren's mission was a success. That is when a gigantic storm gathered above Konoha by a single black cloud. It started to rain down black lightning before it morphed and turned into a gigantic beast of a dragon. The beast was large as it howled in the sky. A screeching howl, like some kind of barbarian wolf mixed between some demonic beasts. The people of Konoha was rattled. The large amount of chakra slammed right into the monument. Hiruzen eyes went wide in shock. Many of the civilians were brought in there, however, it was blown to smithereens. Bodies were ripped apart inside the entire monument. The head of the first, second, third, fourth, all blown to pieces, leaving back nothing but dust. A clone of Naruto proceeded to meet Hiruzen face to face as he told him he should have killed him when he had the chance, because now that he's back, he's gonna make sure that he spends every single day of his life to make him suffer, him and everyone else within Konoha. As with that, the clone poofed away. So yeah guys, basically let's left off. You guys can switch across the play, check it out for yourself, and what do you say we jump right into this brand new episode? Begin now guys. It has only been a week. 1 week since the attack on Konoha that claimed the life of countless civilians. And I'm not talking about Orochimaru. Orochimaru shinobis fought against Konoha shinobis. However, the attack that took the life of so many was that lightning dragon. A large population of civilians, people who did not have the capability to fight or to go up against his foes, had ran. They had been brought towards the monument. Several shinobis had been slaughtered on his way up there. Naruto had killed them all in order to blow the entire thing up. Several important people had died. The Ichiraku family was no longer a thing. Both daughter and father had been erased. Konohamaru Sarutobi and his 2 friends were erased. Several other Konoha important citizens were erased. There was a lot of mourning over the village. A lot of people lost. A lot of loved ones and their families. When the news broke upon who did it, this population was shocked. They thought that Naruto Uzumaki was dead, but he was not. There was a lot of angry talks going through the village. They wanted his head. Everyone had one familiar thought on their mind. Naruto Uzumaki should die. No bargaining. No last moment plead, nothing. He should die. Countless of people had been killed. Countless of people lost. Children, wives, husband, brothers, sisters. Hiruzen Sarutobi had not been there for any comment. The man was taking it hard as well. He lost his grandson as well. Asuma Sarutobi had watched Kurenai get ripped apart in front of him, while Shino had arrived a second too late to see her body parts on the ground. Asuma had saw her, with that painful look on her face as she was torn to pieces. It broke the man inside. Kiba hearing about his sensei's death, and who did it? The Konoha citizens were going through a lot right now. The rain was falling heavily. It seemed that even the heavens realized that the mood was just bad right now. The place was in a state of sadness, grief, pain. Naruto has been placed in the bingo book. Konoha still had his treasury, where they pay out for missing names that were brought back to them. Naruto had been placed for a hefty sum. The only thing was he was to be brought back alive to them. Not dead, alive. That is why Konoha was offering so much money. The bounty was just beyond ridiculous. However, Hiruzen was not in a state to argue with any of this. He lost his grandson. What Naruto told him still rang through his head as he blamed himself. Yes, he blamed himself big time. Maybe a part of him was trying to make him feel better, but it was not working by doing this. However, any grandfatherly tie that he might have had with the child was cut instantly once everything happened. Jury of the Sun had left the other day, as he most likely went out to search to find the child, to bring him back to face punishment for what he did. However, that would not recover the missing children, parents and loved ones who lost everything. At the moment though, a small smile rested on his face as he was currently leaning back. As he flipped open the book, looking inside, he saw the amount that they placed on him. He found it rather hilarious. Even in their trial time with their village needing repair, they had somehow dig up this money to pay for his return. They must really hate him. However, he couldn't help but find it amusing as he flipped through the page and saw his name right there. Naruto Uzumaki, wanted, alive, within Konoha. His threat level was an A. Did they think that little of his skills? Well, I suppose they didn't know exactly what he's fully capable of, especially when he's backed into a corner. Well, they did note that he was a Jinchuriki. Were they hoping that meaningless ninjas come after him after all? If another village tried to kidnap him, they will try to take him for what he has inside of him. They were most hoping that other bounties out there, other wandering people that are looking for this cash come after him, because his bounty was set at 75 million Ryu. A far greater bounty than Asuma Sarutobi, who was at 35 million. As Naruto laughed to himself, finding the whole thing rather amusing. However, Konoha will see him soon enough, and they will get what is coming to them. As Naruto heard footsteps as he turned his head, a minute earlier, Gaia was making her way. Gaia was now a former ninja of the sand. She had run away. Instead of going back home, she left with him. And she's been here for the past week now. And everything had been so strange. Gaia just couldn't understand. She didn't know why she went with him, and yet her life was so much better. For one, he spoke to her mother, making her be able to sleep peacefully, without her body being taken control of. Her mother was never vengeful or angry towards her ever. However, she told her that she had to do what she said, otherwise the people around her would hurt her. Given the life that Gaia had been put through when she was younger, she believed her mother without a second of hesitation. She never liked anyone within the Hidden Sand. Everyone there saw her as a monster, so she became what they saw her as and started to kill them. Temari and Conqueror were afraid of her. Her father treated her like the beast itself. However, she stopped as she glanced up toward the tree, seeing him. He treated her like herself. He was always kind to her. He told her that he would give her a better life, despite them hiding at the moment. It was a lot better than going home. Naruto saw her as he jumped down, as he walked towards her. Every time he spoke to her, he always made eye contact, which got her feeling a bit flustered. He did not shy away, or look away, he just looked directly into her eyes, like he was looking into her soul. The Sand has not made a single suggestion about you yet. It seems like they don't want anyone knowing that you're gone, because that will just take away more from them. Their Kazekage is already gone, and now to lose you, the one that gave them the most power and the one that they treated the most badly, said Naruto. They're afraid. Afraid of what might happen to them. So they will keep you running away. A secret for now. That means there won't be anyone after you, said Naruto, which is a good thing. What about you, said Gaia. There is such a large bounty on your head. He reached up and placed a hand to her cheek, as once again he touched her. Her Sand did not react because it saw him as no threat. Neither did she. He was always touching her, either her cheek or her shoulder, and it made her feel strange. I'll be just fine, said Naruto. It's you who I was worried about. I wouldn't want them to send their awful bounty hunters after you. As Naruto stepped closer, because if they were ever successful in their task, I would have to cause genocide. What do you mean? Well, if they tried to take you away, I would slaughter them all, said Naruto. A small blush came on her cheeks. Crazy that this made her blush, considering that he just said he would slaughter hundreds of people in order to protect her. Well, it was a flattering thought. But don't worry, said Naruto. By the time we're done training, there is no one in this world that we will have to fear. And once I've successfully got my plan to move forward, once everything formally is right, the whole world will be under our mercy. As Naruto started to walk, wait, she said to him. As Naruto paused. Why are you doing this, she asked. He raised an eyebrow. I mean, with me. Yes, we know each other, but not that much. Is it just because we're Jinjulikis? Is that why you're helping me, she asked. She could never figure him out. Why he would also protect her this much, despite barely knowing her. They've only known each other for a short amount of time, and yet he completely trusts her. Was it because she saved him? Naruto did not look at her as he glanced up towards the heavens. When I was younger, he said, I was tortured. They strung me up, and they were gonna burn me alive. They would have succeeded if it wasn't for someone doused in the flames. I would never forget that face, those eyes. He saved me. He's the only reason why I'm not dead today. However, it's rather strange, considering that he massacred his entire clan. Gaia tilted her head to the side. We're getting off topic, said Naruto. That memory was my driving point of burning Konoha, to make them feel the same pain I felt. However, the old man sealed that, and my powers away. No, he tried to erase it. He tried to erase who I really was. However, Naruto placed a hand on his stomach. Kurumi saved me by storing that memory away, using her chakra to make an imprint of it. It wasn't too long ago I found out. And after that incident, when I was caught, Naruto stepped forward towards her, looking at her. I was broken. I realized that I was captured and there was nothing I could do because my chakra, everything was sealed. And they were going to turn me into a mindless weapon to be used I gave up. I gave up every hope. However, despite that, you arrive. And you saved me, said Naruto. I couldn't express what I was feeling. If you had denied what Chromie had said, and just went along about your business, if you had decided not to hear and do as you please, I would have still been locked away, to be used as Konoha's slave. Naruto raised a hand as he placed it towards her cheek. But instead you saved me. And for that, I am eternally grateful, said Naruto. You asked me why I'm doing this. You can count that as a big part. The second part is, I don't know what it is about you, but ever since I met you, there has been this weird feeling. Since I awakened my memories, I believe that I was emotionally dead, because I could slaughter the cutest child without even blinking an eye. And yet, you brought these strange feelings that I never understood. Other people would say that it was destiny or fate, but I don't believe in that bullshit. I believe we make our own destiny and our own fate, said Naruto. And besides, he said, stepping closer. She felt her cheeks getting red, as they were just inches away. Every king needs a queen, Naruto said to her. Gaia didn't know what came over her. She leaned in and kissed him. She was the one that leaned and kissed him on the lips. The moment she realized what she was doing, she pulled back. She said nothing. However, Naruto leaned in as he kissed her back. As Gaia felt this feeling that she's never felt before. In their shared mindscape, Chromie had seen the scene that play out. She looked over towards Shikaku, who was watching it with curiosity. However, she said nothing. Shikaku got up and walked towards her. Promise me, she said, that you will not betray us. Chromie raised an eyebrow at that. Why would I do that? You've done it several times in the past. Oh yeah, said Chromie. Remember, I saved them. If I hadn't agreed, well, it wasn't you alone, said Chromie. I think that Gaia had something to do with it. Yes, but I was in it as well. Remember that. Why do you care so much? I thought you didn't like humans. Of course I don't like humans, however, over the years, she has done whatever I told her. I told her that I was doing this to protect her. She never second-guessed anything. I've come to see her as my own child. Chromie was surprised, really? Yes. And if you tell a soul about me being this mushy, I'll kill you. Yeah, whatever you say, said Gaia. Look, I'm serious. She seemed to like your container. But I know you. You always have these little motives or these endeavors that you plot. Promise me that you will not betray us. You're my sister. At least do me the courtesy of telling me if this is a real thing. I told you before, Father was wrong. He was wrong for giving chakra to mankind, believing that they would change, except they use us, they cage us away. And I told you I found the one. I found the one that will change everything. You helped us in our goal of bringing him back, sister, so I promise, here and now I will not betray you. Besides, you heard what Naruto said. And despite how wicked he is, he's not someone to break his word. I can assure you about that. Time skip. A few moments later, Naruto heard grumbling in his head. Is something wrong? He asked Chromie. Well, I thought I was your queen, she said in a teasing tone. Well, you are, said Naruto. But you just told her that she was your queen. Well, why can't someone have more than one queen? Have you ever heard that before in any books that you've read, she asked him. Well, not really. But I'm not any kind of person. So I'm gonna make a new rule. I'll have 2 queens. Besides, there's no need for you to be jealous. She doesn't have what you have. Oh, is that so? Said Chromie. I'm guessing you're taking a better interest in my human form. I'm not talking about that, said Naruto. You and I share a mental, physical link that no other share. We're bonded together from the inside out. Well, I guess you're right about that. So, what you said back there, do you truly feel that way? Yes, said Naruto. I was broken. You know, strangely enough, I was so worried about you. You were worried about me? Of course. I realized that you were going to be used by them once again. I almost thought about trying to find a way to kill myself. However, the chains prevented me from doing so. I wanted to die so you could have reformed somewhere else. But I'm free now, said Naruto. And the motivation, being locked away, gave me a chance to clear my head for my rage to come back, at least 1,000 times stronger. And not just Konoha, but this entire world will feel my rage. I will strip it down of everything, and I will become the one that leads it. This whole misguided system needs to be broken, and I will be the one that tear it down and fix it in the right way. As long as you stick by me, said Naruto. Oh, come on, Naruto-kun, said Kurome. Of course I'll be by your side no matter what. I'll never betray you. As that brought a smile to Naruto's face, Gurren was pissed off. Would you two hurry it up, she said. Relax, darling, said Naruto. There's no need to be in a rush. Gurren was not pleased. You would think that given a week, they would have been in Orochimaru's residence by now. However, that was not the case. They had taken several detours. She was given a specific mission to bring him back. And not to mention that girl contained the one tail as well. She knew her master would be pleased, so she decided to go along to make sure that they didn't do anything stupid. And also, they had to lose the trail of Jiraiya of the Sannin and a few other Konoha ninjas, so they had to take the long way around. However, he went to some strange locations for whatever reason she did not know, because he kept on using his damn clones to trick her where he was going. What's the rush? Said Naruto. We should have been back a long time ago, and yet you consistently stop wasting our time. It's been a week, she said. We should have been back by 3 days. Orochimaru-san will not be pleased by this. As Naruto tilted his head as he looked at her. You're truly devoted to him, aren't you? Why wouldn't I be, said Gurren. Well, I was wondering, if I were to tell you that I was plotting to kill him. The moment he said that, a crystal blade formed right on her arm as she turned towards him. However, a wall of sand quickly surrounded her. Easy, said Naruto as he placed a hand on Gaia's shoulder. As Naruto chuckled a bit. Watch your tone, said Gurren. I was just kidding, said Naruto. Why would I try to kill someone who has been nothing but nice to me? He even sent one of his top lieutenants to come and free me. Besides, I'm sure after we meet, once again, he will welcome me with open arms. Gurren lowered her blade. Why is that? An hour is a very long time to get what you desire, said Naruto. She was confused. What do you mean by that, she said. I'll tell you later. Now, lead the way, he said to her. She frowned, but she turned and started to walk. Time skip. Around a couple of hours later, Orochimaru was not pleased. His invasion on Konoha didn't go that well. For one, he was counting on the Shikaku causing a lot of damage within the village to break the morale of the people. However, that did not happen. Another, Hiruzen did not get captured, so he could kill him off without interference. The third was still alive while Konoha did suffer small losses. It was still not a good enough victory for Orochimaru. And it has been a week, and yet no sign of Gurren or the nine-tailed Jinchuriki. Orochimaru was starting to think that they were captured. At the moment, he couldn't have Kabuto returning just yet, as heat at the village was still there. However, he already made a move. He made sure the Sound Four had remained close by. Kabuto will be the one that will be giving them instructions for when they were to strike to retrieve Sasuke Uchiha. However, he was hoping that the nine-tailed Jinchuriki would be on his side. That is when someone knocked. Who is it? One of his little flunkies entered the room. My lord, Gurren-sama is back. She is. Send her to me immediately. She's not alone. That brought a smile to Orochimaru's face. Good, he said. A few minutes later, Gurren stepped into the room. As she instantly bowed. Gurren, I must say, I'm disappointed. I was starting to think that you failed to survive against those worthless Konoha shinobis. And I was believing that one of my top lieutenants is pathetic herself. No, my lord, she said to him. We had a bit of detour coming here. We had to bam. Orochimaru turned as someone was thrown right through the door. It was one of his little flankies that were blocking the door. Gurren frowned. I told him to wait outside, she muttered herself. Oh, sorry about that, said Naruto as he stepped inside. He walked over the guy on the ground that was knocked out. He wouldn't let me in, said Naruto as Gaia followed behind him. Orochimaru raised an eyebrow at that, as he never expected to see her. It was my fault really, said Naruto. I had to take a few detours, so don't blame the lovely Gurren right here. She's done a wonderful job, said Naruto. I must say, I didn't expect to see you, Orochimaru said. Well, I'm here, said Naruto. We did make a deal, didn't we? And besides, you were grateful enough to send your lovely subordinate here to come and rescue me, even after I was captured. What can I say? I'm interested in you. It seems you've also brought me a gift, Orochimaru said, turning towards Gaia. You were supposed to be what brought Konoha down to their knees. However, you failed me, he said. Weren't you given proper instructions to do as you were sliced? Orochimaru did not move. As some of his hair got sliced off, Naruto's blade was embedded in his throne. As Naruto had thrown it, Gurren instantly placed her blade right at Naruto's throat. However, Naruto paid her no mind as he raised his hand, stopping Gaia from crushing Gurren with her sand. I would kindly suggest that you don't speak to her like that. She is not your puppet or your tool. Orochimaru did not move, as Naruto's blade retracted back towards him and just returned back to his hand. Orochimaru tilted his head. What? Have you become betrothed to this girl? He asked. Betrothed is a strong word, said Naruto. Let's just say that we're close for now, said Naruto. And she's with me. So I don't want you to think of her as your weapon or tool anymore. As Naruto glanced down, would you kindly remove your blade from my throat? It's starting to itch a bit. I told you to not attack Orochimaru-sama, she said to him. That's enough, Gurren. He had no intentions of killing me. Otherwise, I'm sure he would understand that he would be placing himself and his friend over there in a sticky situation. Well, I'm known to take risks, said Naruto. Yes, I know that very well, Orochimaru said. Now tell me, how do you see this playing out, now that you're here? Well, that's quite simple. I want you to train myself and her with the best of your ability to make us stronger. Oh? You've shown many interests to kill me thus far. Why would that make you stronger than you are right now, Orochimaru asks. Because we both desire one simple thing, said Naruto as he walked away from Gurren. To watch Konoha burn while we sat to the side laughing. And I'm gonna need to be a whole lot stronger to be there to do that. And you need more stronger allies. I mean, face it, your lackeys are quite pathetic. If it wasn't for a few little good eggs that you have in your basket, your plan would fail from the beginning. If it wasn't for the sand, there was no way that the Sun could have even stepped foot in Konoha and not be eviscerated within a few seconds. But myself here, I can cause more damage than your entire village combined. And not to mention, I have this burning desire to watch Konoha scream in chaos and agony. I want to watch their lands burn, their people suffer, and chaos reign. And I think you'll now get along well together, said Naruto. Besides, I brought you a gift. Naruto reached behind him. As he pulled out a scroll, he placed it down as they watched him carefully. Poof! Orochimaru was shocked to what he saw. How did you get your hands on that? I figured I'd go snooping. Had to kill a few envoys to get this, however. They were not expecting me, so I would say I got off lucky. As Naruto handed Orochimaru the scroll of sealing, Orochimaru unraveled it to see that it was indeed the scroll of sealing. I was hoping to acquire this for a long time now, he said. And despite you knowing what this is, you would hand it to me this willingly. As I said, you and I will get along well together as long as you don't try to pull any of that servitude bullshit on me. And my partner over there, said Naruto, looking towards Gaia. So what do you say, Orochimaru? Do we have ourselves a deal, said Naruto as he extended his hand. The snake Sani licked his lips. Well then, Naruto-kun, he said, I believe this is a wonderful start to our new partnership between you and I as well. That brought a grin to Naruto's face. Time skip. 2 weeks later, Sasuke Uchiha was fed up and done. Yes, he was done with it. The village. He was not getting any stronger. Naruto had left. He became stronger and left. Despite whatever reason he did this, Sasuke did not really care much. The only thing that he wanted was power. And he was not getting it here, that is why. When the Sound 4 came to him, Sasuke jumped at the opportunity. He wasted absolutely no time. He had quickly jumped towards the opportunity as he left with them. However, Sakura Haruno was in the wrong place at the wrong time. When she arrived there, she saw Sasuke. However, Sasuke knocked her out instead of killing her. And that caused Konoha to be alerted the next morning. Immediately, ninjas were gathered. However, because of the ninjas being out on missions, the top level ninjas that is, the only thing they could spare at the moment was Jennings, Neji Hyuga, who had been going through a lot lately, Kiba Inuzaka, who has been training a lot lately, Choji Akimichi, and Shino Aburami, and Shikamaru Nara. The group made their way, as he had to quickly hunt him down. Majority of the day was spent going after Sasuke. However, the problem was the Sound 4 had members that could hold the team back rather easily. Along the way, members of the retrieval team were stopped, as they had to face off against members of the Sound 4. However, they came into some problem as the Sun had been axed and they sent aid. Temari and Conqueror arrived, allowing Orochimaru to send Kimmaru along. But Kimmaru was held down by Shino, along with Temari. As Shikamaru caught up, Temari came in to help him take down Teiwaya, before they quickly went after the others. So now Kimmaru had to face off against the three of them. Shikamaru with his quick thinking, Shino with his bugs from a long range, and Temari with her fan. Things became hectic. While Shikamaru was a strategist, Shino was strong but not that strong to face off against someone like Kimmaru. Temari had the advantage by using her fan, but it was only because of Shikamaru's quick thinking that gave them the edge over him. It was a good thing that Conqueror quickly helped Kiba. After facing off against Seikon and Ukon, he made his way, as Kiba was in no shape to fight. He made sure to put him where the medics would come and recover him, as he had to go, seeing that they could all hear the explosions coming from ahead and the violent windstorms. Something was wrong. As for Temari and Conqueror, their sister was nowhere to be found. She did not return back to the village. However, to keep the village strong in a sense, they did not disclose this information to anyone. At the moment, the former right-hand man to the Hokage, that was Baki, was leading the village to keep everything stable, which was really hard. Right now, Kimmaru was being overwhelmed by the four of them attacking him. And not to mention his sickness was getting worse. Orochimaru figured something was wrong when Kimmaru did not return by the time that was set. That is why. As much as I like that we're partners now, said Naruto, you could tell that I was quite busy. So what's the big deal, he asks. You summoned me. At the moment, I have Guren doing something quite special for me, and Kabuto on another mission. So I need your assistance. With what exactly? Well, with your dear teammate, of course. Orochimaru said with a grin, as Naruto raised an eyebrow to that. Moments later, Naruto and Gaia made their way to retrieve Sasuke for Orochimaru. He asked him to do him this favor. He was making sure that they were coming a long way, and in a short time period they had. However, Gaia was showing some major improvements, fighting-wise, as he told her that she couldn't always rely on her San. However, Orochimaru had a way to make her San even more deadly. However, that will take some time. Time skip. Shikamaru was panting as the sun was going down. Soon enough his shadow possession would be useless. Kimimaro was on one knee as he coughed up blood. His sickness was taking a big toll on him. At the moment the barrel was not in Kimimaro possession. Kankuro sent Crow out as Crow gripped the barrel rather tightly and yanked it away with Sasuke in tow. Kimimaro rushed after him, however Shino bugs came out, but they were slower than usual. Shino was getting exhausted. Chakra was running low. Temari though rushed in as she swung her fan. However, his bones blocked it rather easily. They swarmed him once again as they kept on fighting. Shino collapsed down to one knee, the exhaustion taking place. As Kankuro jumped away, he could not leave his sister here to die, so he placed the barrel down behind them. As he sent Crow forward, they clashed against Kimimaro. However, his sickness catch up to him. He collapsed down to the ground coughing up blood. Using the stage 2 of his curse mark was killing him faster than he thought. Kimimaro realized that he failed his master. "I'm sorry, Lord Orochimaru," he says. He collapsed face first, bleeding badly from the mouth. Shikamaru was exhausted on the ground to think it took the four of them to bring this guy down, and it wasn't even them that killed him. Whatever kind of sickness he had, it was rather deadly, as Temari held herself up with her fan. However, clapping could be heard, startling all of them as they turned. Their eyes widened when they saw him. Impressive. However, Kankuro and Temari couldn't believe it. Gaia? The both of them said. "Gaia!" Temari shouted out. However, Gaia gave her a cold glare that stopped her in her tracks. "Shit," said Shikamaru. Shino looked up though, and pure rage was on his face. What little chakra he had, he quickly sent his bugs forward. However, San quickly smothered them as he frowned in rage. For once you could see the actual anger on Shino's face. His glasses had been cracked and fall off his face. He clenched his fist tightly. "It's good to see you too," said Naruto. "You," said Shikamaru as he got to his feet. "I guess they're right about you. So you're with the bad guys, huh?" "Bad guys? Well, I suppose I can't really correct you. In your point of view, yes," said Naruto. "I am with the bad guys." "Gaia, what's going on?" said Temari. "Why are you doing this?" "Are you really asking me that?" said Gaia. "Are you really asking me why I haven't returned back home? To become your weapon, puppet once again?" "What are you talking about?" said Kankuro. "I've had enough, brother," she said. "I have chosen my side," she said as she looked towards Naruto. "You must be joking. How can you choose that monster over your family? None of you were ever family to me," she said. "We never acted that way in the slightest. And I would choose him 100 times over any of you once again." "You bastard! What did you do to our sister?" Temari shouted in rage. "Oh, nothing. I just showed her the right way." "That is better than..." Temari pulled her fan as she swung it, cutting Naruto off. However, Gaia blocked it with her sand before she slammed a fist right into Temari, throwing her away. "Gaia, stop this!" Kankuro yelled. "There is still time to return." "Oh, trust me, brother," she said. "There isn't." She sent her sand right after the barrel. However, Shikamaru grabbed it and jumped away. The moment he landed on the branch and took off, Naruto was face to face with him. Shikamaru blinked in shock. "Sorry." But I'm gonna be needing this, said Naruto. As he broke Shikamaru's nose with a brutal punch, blasting him off the tree. Luckily, he had grabbed onto the rope of the barrel, and with impressive strength, thrown it over his shoulder. As Naruto landed, the moment he did though, Shino attacked him. As he threw sloppy fists towards Naruto, being too dried out of chakra to really do anything that impressive, and the majority of his bugs were squashed by the sand. Naruto turned and used the barrel to slap him right off the tree, as Shino crashed on the ground. Immediately a puppet shoot from the ground. It wrapped around Naruto, as he tried to squeeze him to death. However, Naruto found this hilarious. The joints of the puppet start to pop, as Naruto's body started to release small blades that ripped it apart. Kankuro was shocked as he watched his puppet fall apart. He turned and reached behind him, but Naruto grabbed his hand. Kankuro looked up. How did you? Naruto headbutted him right in the face, causing him to stagger back. As Naruto then kicked him right in the groin, he collapsed down to his knees in agonizing pain before Naruto drove a foot right into his skull, slamming his head down rather hard, knocking him clean out. He then started to walk away. A kunai was thrown right towards him. As Naruto turned, he reached out and gripped the thing in mid-air. Shikamaru was confused. That is when he noticed small golden plates in the center of Naruto's hand that he used to cancel the force so it did not cut him. Shikamaru, you were always a smart one, said Naruto. Shikamaru limped over towards him. What happened to you, he said. Back then, you were just a lousy, noisy goof. How can someone like you turn into this? A cold, ruthless monster? As Naruto sighed, what can I say? The world has turned me into this. Well, not the world per se, but the village. However, this world is stuck in this state that is filled with nothing but violence, death and suffering. I just thought, why should I neglect that part of me, said Naruto. What are you talking about, said Shikamaru. I'm afraid you won't know, said Naruto. You are smart, but you're still too naive to understand how the world actually works. Don't worry, I'm not gonna kill you. I want you all to be there to witness the judgment that this world will face, especially Konoha. You're not gonna kill me, huh? Then what about Kurenai? What about Hinata? What about the countless kids, the innocents that you blew up in the monument? Do you know how much pain and suffering you've caused? Back then you were just a goof. However, you were not a bad person, but now you're a monster. I'm starting to believe that the people in the village are right. You're nothing but a monster, Shikamaru said. Well, I suppose after what you saw, I would look like a monster. And you're right, said Naruto. I am. As you can see, I killed for a pleasure, and it was fun. I hold no remorse. I do not care what your people feel. I do not care how it impacts them, how their life has changed because of it. And I will continue to do what I please. And the day will come when I will return. And you better pray to your gods that that day you won't be in Konoha, because I will plunder that village into hell and then bring it back just to make you all watch. Shikamaru gripped the kunai in his hand. Oh, come on now, child, said Naruto. You're like an ant in a storm. You were never able to defeat me before, and you have no idea what I'm capable of, said Naruto as he raised his hand. Black lightning shot past Shikamaru's face and annihilates a quarter of the forest behind him. The place was blown and torn apart, debris and dust flying everywhere. Shikamaru was baffled. The left side of his body was paralyzed because the lightning had grazed him. He collapsed down to one knee. His head slightly turned as he looked towards the destruction. All this power stored away inside of me, ready to burst. That is what I said when I meant that you had Naruto duck, dodging the kunai that Shino tried to use to pierce him in the skull. He reached and gripped Shino's arm before snap. Shino cried out in pain as Naruto stepped right into his knee, breaking his leg, causing him to cry even more, before he backhanded Shino through a broken tree. As Naruto started to walk away, stepping over the unconscious Kankuro, back towards Gaia. "Please, stop this," said Temari. Temari was bloody. Sand wrapped her up to her neck, as Gaia pulled her close. "You never know me, sister, so don't pretend like you do now. As I said, I'm a different person now. I will grant you your life today, but the next time you try to start me or get in my way, you will forfeit that life. Do you understand me?" Gaia dropped Temari, who fell unconscious. As Naruto walked back over, he saw the barrel on the back start to release some purple smoke as he placed it down. Suddenly, the lid exploded off. As Naruto tilted his head towards Konoha, someone was coming, and fast. Sasuke arrived as he stepped out of the broken coffin, his body returning back to normal. There was a grin on his face. "Now this is the BAM!" Naruto slapped him over the head, causing him to collapse. The time frame that Orochimaru wanted was long past, so Sasuke will survive. As Naruto tossed Sasuke as Gaia caught him in her sand. "Go," said Naruto. "It seems like we have a visitor." She looked towards him. "Who is it?" "Kakashi." "Are you certain?" she said to him. "What if he—" Naruto turned towards her and smiled. "Don't worry. I'll be fine," he said. "I'll catch up with you real soon. Just go, bring him back." "I did do the snake a favor, so now he owes me," said Naruto. "Be careful," said Gaia, as Naruto walked up towards her, as he placed a kiss right on her forehead. "Don't worry. I'll be coming back to you," he said to her. She gave him a smile before she took off. As Naruto stood there, Kakashi flashed in the clearing, looking around. He had checked the bodies of Shino and Shikamaru. However, he saw Naruto. "Naruto," he said, as Naruto's back was turned to him. "Ah, Sensei, what took you so long? What have you done?" "Oh, this? I just came here some moments ago. However, I did knock them out. They were getting annoying. Except for her," said Naruto. Gaia had her own problem to deal with. As Kakashi had this look in his eye. "You seem sad, not angry." "I failed you," said Kakashi. "How so?" said Naruto. "By not protecting me. Despite who my parents are. Despite my father being your sensei. Do you think that's some kind of way for you to make it up to me? And you fail." "You knew," said Kakashi. "Of course I knew," said Naruto. "Do you think I'm dumb?" "What happened to you? Why did you do all of this? Just give me an answer, I need to know. Did I do something wrong? How did I fail you? It just doesn't make any sense." "Why don't you go and ask your Hokage? He is the one that made me like this after all." "What do you mean?" "I'm afraid I'm not gonna tell you." "I'm sorry, Naruto, but I can't tell you to leave. You're gonna have to come back with me." "You know what they will do to me if I come back, don't you?" "Yes, but after what you did, I can't just let you go." "Ah, that old loyalty to Konoha. You have to love it sometimes," said Naruto. "However, I'm afraid I can't allow you to take me back." Kakashi raised his headband, showing off his Sharingan. "I'm gonna stop you. In whatever way I can," he said, as Naruto started to laugh. As black lightning started to cackle around his body. "I'm not your puny little Genin anymore, Sensei. All this power inside of me has been stored away for so long. I've been through 6 months of hellish training, and not to mention the past few weeks. I've been able to control all of this power just swelling up inside of me. By day I grow stronger. As the time goes on, I grow more powerful. In the far future, there will be no one that can stop me." Kakashi focused then, "I guess I'll have to stop you right here and now." As Naruto started to laugh. The more he laughed, the more his fangs extended. His whisper marks thickened. "Well then, Sensei, Let's see you try. As a cloak bubbled up around Naruto, 3 tails immediately shot from his lower spine as they start to wave about. As Naruto shot forward, Kakashi raised a kunai, however Naruto's nails tore right through it. That is when hundreds of chains erupted from Naruto, like he was some kind of porcupine. The chains were massed in a gigantic group. Kakashi was forced to jump, however a few of them sliced him on the arms and legs. They tore right through his vest like it was nothing. The famous Copy Ninja had to jump back. Shocked by their speed, he couldn't even substitute. He landed as Naruto flashed through quick hand signs. The chakra that he built up was nothing normal. Lightning release, he said, calling his swarm. Upon saying that Naruto created hundreds of bats that were made from black lightning, they shot forward as they screeched. Kakashi felt dizzy by the sound. The sound wave that they released had a charge of electricity inside of it that messed with the waves that went to your ears, causing the man to stagger on his feet. That is when he had to jump away as the first one exploded. Kakashi tried his best as he flipped and jumped and leaped. However, they all started to implode, causing him to get hit by debris and shrapnels that came from the broken weapons on the ground, the pieces of bones and the kunais and shurikens. Kakashi was shocked that he was being put on the defenses like this. It's like Naruto was more powerful than him by a far distance. No, it was just the abilities. They were so strong. He then heard a few words. All-seeing creation. Armada of blades. Kakashi watched as a strange rift seemed to open up within the sky. It seems like when someone casts a jutsu that was meant for earth or water, however, they form it up in mid-air. Kakashi watched as several golden blades emerged from the strange rift and shoot towards him. He had to duck and dodge. He tried to block one of them with his kunai, however, the thing tore right through his left arm. Kakashi winced in pain as blood started to drip, as Naruto was not letting him get any close. Naruto proceeded to slam his hand down into the ground, as his chakra that he was putting out was nothing normal. The entire thing caved in. Kakashi substituted with a log as the log fell downwards. Hundreds of spears shot outwards. Earth spears that ripped through the log and skewered everything around. Kakashi looked far ahead as he saw Naruto looking at him. As Naruto held his hand up to the sky, Kakashi watched as the chakra poured into the heavens, causing the clouds above him to become black, pitch black like night. He looked up as the lightning cackled. He then heard a sound like a roar. The heavens itself seemed to be roaring at him. Kakashi had no choice as a gigantic beast from the heavens came down. His Sharingan switch. Boom! The technique hit. However, Kakashi was able to suck the thing away. He sucked it into a swirling vortex. Once that was said and done, he dropped to one knee. Kakashi was panting, exhausted from using that technique. Ah, impressive, Sensei. I've never seen that before, said Naruto. I guess you can still do your thing. However, I just merely wish to see what level I am at the moment, against my former sensei that is. And I must say, I'm coming along quite well. I'll see you in a couple of years. Prepare yourself, because if you don't, you will be one of the bystanders that will watch as I burn Konoha. Make sure you have at least a bit of fight in you, said Naruto. He brought his hand together before his body dissolved into black light and then he vanished, shooting off in the air. Kakashi couldn't go after him. The Kamui really took a lot out of him as he was exhausted. He dropped to his hands and knees, panting, as he never knew that Naruto had any of these abilities. They caught him off guard, and not to mention their destructivity was just far more than he could even get out of. Naruto's threat was a lot higher than he thought. As Kakashi collapsed where he was, catching a breather until the medics arrived. Time skip. Well, you look different, said Naruto as Orochimaru was wrapped up in bandages. That doesn't matter. You did a wonderful job by bringing Sasuke here. Given from what your partner told me, if it wasn't for you, Kimimaro would have been dead and Sasuke would have been brought back to Konoha. Well, I guess you just owe me once again, said Naruto. Well, I think my training of you and my help to your cause will be more than enough to make up for that, Orochimaru said. Well, if you think so, said Naruto. Orochimaru raised the eyebrow. Does it not? I didn't say that, said Naruto. What about the Uchiha? Where is he? Well, you did knock him out. He's resting right now. I'm sure he would love to see his former teammates. I would love to see his reaction as well, said Naruto. Moments later, Sasuke finally woke up. He had been freed from the coffin and felt the overwhelming amount of power, and then he was knocked out. And he was now on a bed. Sasuke. Sasuke froze when he heard that voice. It reminded him so much of Itachi as he felt. A shiver went down his spine as he shot up. However, what he saw shocked him. Naruto? He said with wide eyes as he couldn't believe what he was seeing. How is this possible? What are you doing here? As Naruto simply grinned at that. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see the next part, and do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notifications they posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the brand new episodes over the other channels. I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. And also, don't forget to turn on the bell notification to see exactly when I post. Yes, I have 3 channels: Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, and Anime Prince, which I post what if on every single day. Yes, you heard that correctly. Every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead, destroy that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. And yeah, without further ado, I'm off for now. See you guys soon. Peace, guys.